Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Start sounding off if you're coming in. We're starting up right. Says we got 8 coming in right now. How you doing, Cole? Um,
Hey, Torp. Hey,
Everybody
Gordon.
started off right. Have a sip. Hey, Torp, what's going on, man? Last day in January. It's going up to 50 degrees tonight, and then it's going to take what'd you say? It's going to be cold again tomorrow, Kim? It's going to nosedive. But we're going up to 50 tonight, midnight. I don't know. Kim and I are a little off our game. They just had a plane crash in Philadelphia. It's crazy. It's about 25 minutes from us. Hey, one, what's going on? Frank's Garage, what's
Hey,
happening?
Frank. Hey, one. I'm glad you're out of the hospital, Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon, glad to hear you're doing all right, man. Yes, it is. Yep.
Hey, Robbie.
I got the same things, Gordon. Be careful and take care of yourself. Hey, Robbie, what's going on? Absolutely. Have more than one. Take a couple. That's right. Take another one. However you want to do your math, buddy. Just take a sip or whatever it is you like to do. On the house, free, no tax.
No more snow for Robbie.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, there was a crazy plane crash right here in Philadelphia. Not even I guess a half hour, 40 minutes ago. Maybe an hour.
It happened at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock? Well, a couple hours ago. I didn't know it happened that early. I just found out about it an hour ago, I guess. It's pretty crazy. It almost looked like there's video. It looks like almost like a missile. It's going so fast and straight down. I was just showing Kim, there's videos. Yo, Harry, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming in. There's videos all over social media on it. It's crazy. Welcome back, buddy. Yeah, Robbie had snow 10 inches. Hey, 10 inches, and it was 10 inches, wasn't it, Robbie? 10 inches is pretty significant, especially Louisiana. I don't care where you live. Yo, Randy made it. What's going on, Randy? What's going on, brother? Hope everybody's doing all right. I sure am. I don't know. Take another sip. It's different, that's for sure, Harry. What's everybody getting into? Anybody got anything going on right now? Well, that's cool, Randy. Tony G, what's happening, brother?
Hey, Tony G.
Anybody got anything going on in the shops? Because I haven't. I am going to. I think I want to do something this week. I'm going to try to as soon as it warms up. I'm not going out there below 40 degrees. Forget it. And I still got a bunch of stuff to do downstairs, but I'm going to squeeze a day or two in out in the shop too. I want to do something. I feel weird not doing anything. All right, that's cool. That's cool. You got the body up off the frame yet, Randy? I haven't been even watching any videos, man. So I don't know if you had a video out, but I was wondering, were you able to get the body lifted up yet? Yo, Dawn, what's going on? You know, putting them floors in, you know, it's all. I guess it's all prep before and after. Yep, know all about that. I'll tell you, Randy. I had the body on the car up, and I bolted the floor and the trunk floor to the frame. and just pushed it under the car and then jacked the frame up to it, shook the body around, and it just fell right into place. My buddy Kevin come over and helped me. Took us like I want to say an hour to line and get it all lined up. So for what it's worth, that's what I did. Brand new frame bushings, bolt the floor down, and I even had I had to cut once I had the floor bolted down. The trunk pan came with the um, mini tub cut, but not the main floor. You couldn't get the main floor that way, so I had to line it all up and cut it. But that Joe Whitaker from Real Deal Steel, he actually sent me patterns. He's like, "You're gonna be," he said, "You'll be able to figure it out without these." But he sent them in an envelope, and they were like tissue paper. It's like, you just cut this area out and you'll be fine. It was, and like I say, it went right together. Don did one. I think Don got a video from like a year and a half ago. He put the floor in his convertible.
Hey, Gerald.
Dang, 10 inches of snow in Northwest Florida. Wow. We have, it's kind of weird. Kim mentioned today we went out briefly, and it was like all the snow's melted everywhere except our yard. I almost went down like the one side, my driver's side of my truck. The whole yard's a solid sheet of ice. I guess that's where all the water goes from the two houses, and it froze that night. Now it's thawing, but it's still right there, and the ice is like 2 inches thick, and it's on top of the dirt in front of my gate. I agree, Don. You might be right because it ain't that bad here right now. Like I said, the temperature's actually rising, and then it's going to nosedive. So it ought to be weird. Uh-oh, Robbie's got a commercial.
I had
Well,
a
if you
commercial
can at
too.
least hear me, Robbie, have a sip to get through it. I don't know. Yeah, but I agree with Don, uh, Randy. That it is a pretty straightforward job. Like I say, the hardest part for me was cutting out for the mini tub, and if you're not doing that, it should go right in. And like I said, I bolted mine to the frame and then jacked the frame right up to the body. That's what we all do. I was stubborn. Like I said, I didn't want no marks from
Hey,
the car
super bad
being
gasser.
quartered. So I changed the package tray too. And for me, that was the hardest. And I did inside quarters, outside quarters, rockers, floor, firewall. I did the whole thing's new sheet metal on the bottom. It's all brand new. And that little package tray in the back was the most difficult because that's where the inner quarter, outer quarter, and package tray all meet right there. So you got three pieces of metal and they're all sandwiched together. And some of those spot welds, man, they were in some crazy places getting that out. But I was stubborn. I didn't want that weld seam in there. So we got it out. Yo, super bad. What's happening, man? That was the trick. Well, I don't want to say bad. It was tricky.
When are you gonna work on if you're gonna go out in the garage?
I want to do the. I was saying I want to get that tail light tray in that back tail light tray, but I have to patch those braces first, the ones that go from the quarter and the tail light tray. They're all connected, and then it goes to the floor. I want to patch the bottom. I could get new ones, but the way I want to do this, because I've never done it, I just want to take and weld the braces in the corner and the trunk latch. I want to get that all welded down and then separate it from the taillight tray That way it'll help me line up where the new one goes and with nothing moving around, if that makes sense. Everything's guessing on the driver's side though. Them people did that quarter so terrible. I'm just it looked okay, so I'm kind of lining up to that, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You'll see everything. I'll put it on video, I promise. But I mean, that's just my plan. That's what in my brain, that's how I think I want to do it. Okay. Uh, like I
Hey,
said, the
Hubie.
mini tub, I guess I was lucky in a sense with the 55, Randy. I don't want to call it lucky. I decided that the rot went up about 5, 6 inches into the inside the whole way back on the inside of the inside quarters, and you could see it in the around where the window winders were and everything in the back seat. And I made the decision right then and there. Let's just get inners and put them in too. And so when I did put the floor in, it was all the brand new metal. And I bought the inner quarters mini tub. So they come spot welded already. So the only thing I had to do at the house was uh, notch the floor myself. Joe from Real Deal Steel told me, he said, look, he goes, I'll send you the floor and the trunk already connected, but it'll get damaged in freight. I've done it a couple times and it's a waste and you're just going to send it back. So that's when we talked on the phone and he assured me it'd be all right. And I did. I bolted it right to the frame and it went right up in. But like I said, all brand new sheet metal I was welding new to new.
That sounds like a fun project, Frank.
I like those power wagons, Frank. They're cool, man. I was looking at a couple of those about 3 weeks ago on Marketplace. I was just watching them. They're cool. They almost look like they belong in the army. I guess maybe the sort of kind of army truck, kind of big, strong power wagons are cool.
I haven't seen Two Babe yet, Gordon.
Yes, yes, it is one. It's the bottom track, and that's another thing. When I changed the package tray, the window frame is part of the package tray, but it doesn't include the outer piece that you have to get. And the only ones I know that make it is that Cars Inc. Because Joe got it and just shipped it straight to my house because I couldn't find it. Joe Whitaker, and he didn't even charge me whatever he just got made had it. I just paid him and he sent it to the house. He knew where to get it because the package tray comes with that part that the gasket and stuff goes in, but the other side where the gasket goes around and grabs, it's like an angle iron, and that's separate. I had to put that on. There's a video. If you go way back to my beginnings videos, there's a video of me putting that in. It's in one of the videos. The biggest problem with my early videos is I didn't title them right, and so I do all kinds of stuff in them, and I'd have to go back and watch and learn how to retitle them because nobody would even know what to look for. I didn't know. I wasn't very good at making videos back then, so but I did it. I did a lot of that on. I did the package tray on video. Like before I started making videos, unfortunately, I have tons of pictures um, of putting in the. I put in the inner quarters and all that stuff. I wish I knew how to make videos then because that was pretty good stuff. And I never did it. So it was like whoever was watching me was learning right along with me. So I don't know. But yeah, that to the long way around answer your question, Randy. Yes, it's part of the pack, or one, or Randy, whoever asked that question. I'm glad you're okay, Gordon. Like I said, I'm diabetic too, and I got cholesterol issues as well. You got to keep an eye on that stuff, man. Eat right, exercise.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, Big Job. It broke in when I was watching Jeopardy. And Jonathan's going to Philly tonight.
That was a pretty cool 56, UB. I saw it right when I was walking out the door. I think I was at work, and I was just walking out the door, and I looked down, and I got a notification. I watched you showing your neighbors. I didn't have typing because I was just looking as I was walking out. So, but that was a pretty cool 56.
Hey, 50 something.
Yeah, I've been on them for a while, uh, and I'm on so many of that statin or whatever it is. I think I take a total of 30, and they only make it the highest they make is a 20. So I got to take a 20 and a 10. And for like 3 or 4 months when I first started it, I can't tell you how sore I was. It was like I was lifting weights every day and I couldn't even hardly move. But I guess I've gotten used to it because it doesn't seem to bother me anymore. Yo,
Hey,
Joe,
Joe,
thanks. What's
thanks.
going on? So you might get sore for a while, Randy. Yo, Lonnie, what's
Hey,
happening, bud?
Lonnie.
Thanks for stopping in, my friend. Big job. Joe, thanks. Lonnie, everybody's filing in now.
We've
50
missed 50.
something. Hubie.
What kind of puppy did you get, Joe?
It's crazy, isn't it? Oh, that's cool, Joe. It's crazy, isn't it, Hubie? All these cars are around us, and we you never know they're there, and then all of a sudden they appear, whether it be either somebody selling it or you just happen to see somebody moving it out of their shop somewhere. Like I know there's a O's 442 like 1 block over. I know exact house where it's at because I've seen the guy have it out of his shop briefly, to do something and put it back in. So, and I'm sure there's people that knew what I had going on before I got mine out, but it's like it's hidden from the general public. And then, when you're ready to bring it out, now everybody knows you have it. Like I'm pretty sure most of the people now they all know my car now. And I learned that it's like I'm not staying at these shows for an extended period anymore anyway. It's like I don't want any, even if I was to win something, I don't want the trophies anymore. We don't have nowhere to put them. I was just telling Kim, you know what? I was out shoveling when we had that ice storm, and my clothes I come in because it was, sleeting out there. It was all wet, and I hung them on that big 6 foot trophy to dry because it's out on the mudroom sun porch. I told Kim I'm going to have to take them up to the attic. What are you going to do with that stuff?
Put them in your garage.
I guess I could put them in the shop, but we got to find room. There's no room out there, hon. It's a mess out there right now. This week I've been hot on stingrays. Remember how I told you guys? That's why I don't buy a whole lot. Right? I'd buy everything, and then it's like, what am I going to do with this? It's like, so I like just looking. I'm a huge window shopper, but I never bother anybody with, hey, would you take? I don't do that. I just look, and if I like something, I save it and watch it till it sells. Like I did with that Jimmy. But this past week, I'm hot on stingrays, like the 2014 through the 2017, 18, 2017 down to 2014 in that area. I mean, you can get those things. What were they like? Anywhere from 120 down to like 85,000, depending on what you had on them when they were new. Well, you can get those for like with less than 20,000 miles for right around 40 grand right now. Now, I was hot on them. I know a lot about them now. I didn't know anything. Now I know a lot.
What's her name, Joe? A beagle. They're so cute.
Little beagle.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. They're good dogs. Seemed like back home everybody had beagles when we were kids.
That's like around here done. What is that truck called? What is that guy that has the truck down there by the creek? What's that truck?
Oh, it was in the '90s. What's the name of those things? Do you guys remember those, trucks that Chevy made in the '90s, I guess it was? And
They're
they kinda looked
convertible
like the
trucks.
3100s. What was the name of
It
those
was
things?
a convertible,
Yeah,
right?
the convertible truck, but it looked they kinda looked like the, what are those called?
Aw, Figgy.
Somebody knows.
I don't know, but he had that's the same thing, Don. He's had it, he just and it just sits there.
Yeah.
His
He
house is falling
his
apart.
house is falling apart. He's right beside the creek.
"Hey, Chaz."
"Yo, Chaz, what's up, brother?" And, his house is flooded out a bunch of times because it's right beside the creek in the floodplain.
"Hey, PPSS."
The house looks like hasn't been
"Hey, BBK."
updated. Hey, BBK, looks like it hasn't been updated since like 1950. And he had that brand new, what are they called? Are they SRs or something? What's those Chevy trucks called? Come on, somebody knows. SSR or something like that. Yeah, SSR. See, Chaz remembers. What he's been sitting in front of that old house since it was brand new, and it's just getting faded. Let's just put it that way.
"Hey, Randy."
Hey, that's all right, Corny. When you got family stuff going on, man, that always comes first. That's where Kevin texted me earlier, and he might come in later, but he's gifting his truck to his grandson tonight. He
"Oh,
says his
look,
wife might put a video up on Facebook, so if he does, I'm gonna watch,
Robbie
or if
has
she
an
does.
SSR."
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I remember you told me that before, Robbie. I remember that. Yeah, but this guy's got it just sitting down there, man. It's like, and I can't say that it's ever moved. It has, because it's not like getting mossed over or anything, but it's always parked in the exact same spot since it was brand new. It's anybody that do you remember when I got the C30? When I got the C30 and I took it for a ride and I went down around that windy road, that's Creek Road. That's right where the SSR is. Anybody that remembers that video, I go down the hill and turn. The same thing with the first ride in the gasser. It's right there when I make that one turn. It would be down to the right. I don't know. There may be like a brief half second. I don't know. I have to go back and look. I don't know. Wow. Low mileage, Robbie. Very cool, man. They're very cool trucks. The front ends on them, it's almost like the old 3100s. I guess that's what they were aiming for. It's kinda cool. Absolutely, man. It really is. Exactly right, Robbie, exactly right. And those were 3100s, right? The grill, it's really cool, man. I remember Jerry, my neighbor, he wanted one, and his wife he just bought the Lightning, the Ford Lightning. And his wife said no, and they had the money, but she was like, "No." And she would get mad at him because, like, one time he bought that Bronco, and she got mad and made him turn around and sell it because he had the Lightning when it was brand new. It was like, I think, a '93 Ford Lightning, and had the chip in it, everything. And as soon as he got the truck brand new, he took it to the body guy around the corner that he was buddies with, and he had Ghost Flames painted on it. I bet you when that truck sold, it only had 7, 8,000 miles on it. It was when the market was real low on them, and plus it just sat and got real dirty, and it was up at the, son-in-law's place, and they I think it sold for next to nothing.
"PPSS is supposed to get Bonnie back this week."
Mm.
Is the weather cleared up down there for your PPSS?
Yeah, you guys were having it pretty cold down there, Rick. That's cool. Yeah, I was wondering about that too.
Wondering about what?
About that 57 Nomad that Don had. You get attached to these things, honey, even when they're not your car. Your buddy got it, so you're kind of attached to it. I used to get that way. If I knew about a car, I kind of like, I don't know, kind of weird. It wasn't mine, but once you learn about it and stuff,
Yeah, it's been pretty crappy weather here too, Chaz.
yeah.
Cold and rainy. Well, I guess it
Well,
could be worse. It could be snowing.
how many? Yeah, we could be in snow. It could be worse. And how long did we go with no rain? Almost 8 weeks. And they're getting us back now. There's getting plenty of it now.
There you go. Chaz was attached to his nephew's Harley. Oh no, his buddy's Harley.
That's what I think we're all waiting on, Don. As you get older, you just don't. I just don't want to work in the cold. Like when I busted my knuckle out there, I didn't even feel it. It hurt. It was bleeding, but I really didn't feel it. Slapped it back over and put a Band-Aid on it because my hands were cold. It hurt later.
Oh, Torp. You sound like me now.
It's nice that way, though, isn't it, Torp? Sometimes.
Nice, Robbie. 70.
Nice. You ain't got 10 inches of snow no more. That stuff probably melted quick. But Daniel said Florida had that.
Why
Wow.
why haven't you been out of the house, Torp? Just because the weather?
I guess it could get boring. You gotta have stuff to do, man. Gotta try to find something to keep busy, even if it's just your mind. Busy minds occupy the time, man.
Or is it your back, Torp? I know you got a bad back.
At least we're getting some stuff done in the house. It's like, because that's I
Hey,
said,
Desert
I
Rat.
can't just sit idle. I have to do something. And if I'm not working in the shop, well, I gotta do something in here.
There you go. I got 2 out of the 3, the weather and your back.
Yeah, my buddy at work's got a bad back. He's gonna go out for surgery March. I think he said the first week of March. He's probably gonna be out at least 3 months.
Who?
Joe, got to get a fragment taken out of his lower back. Little fragments floating around in there, causing him all kinds of problems.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the extreme weather. I don't like extreme cold or extreme hot.
And that's rough to work when you're working outside. In the cold. I remember we were talking about it the other day when I was first working where I worked. I worked in a powerhouse. They actually had a coal yard, everything. They burnt comb, pet coke, byproduct of making gas or whatever, oil. And we had a coal yard, and it was right on the Delaware River. And the wind blows in. It's so cold. We had hydraulic systems freezing. Like we had these big valves slide valves, and you use hydraulics to operate them to get them to open up, drop the coal through. They'd freeze. The hydraulic fluid would freeze, or the valve would get frozen to where the hydraulics couldn't even move them. And you guys know how cold hydraulics is. We're
We're
they don't
not
really
doing those
work.
numbers, Robbie.
And we'd be out there taking turns, standing in the building, taking turns, running out, hitting it with a hammer, and running back, and standing there waiting your next turn, trying to stay warm. We all had like the white suits on that bust the wind, break the wind.
He
Oh
does it,
man,
right?
we're running late on
Yeah,
the
Robbie
project.
told you about a minute ago, but you're just like blah 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 blah.
Well, I was in the middle of something. I didn't see it, but them Tyvek suits, they would like kind of not let the wind in. You guys know the drill. We're doing this bumper sticker.
Did you get the number?
No, I'm getting ready to get it now. Going in here right now. Hang on. All right, yeah, I got it. All right, give me a number between 50 and 100. 50 and 50, excuse me, 51 and 100. Go.
Oh, there it is,
Oh,
Robbie.
Robbie Altry.
Robbie got it.
Robbie Altry, number 57. You guys can see. Kim sent me the text.
Thank you, Robbie.
Kim sent me the text, number 57. She sent it 8 minutes ago.
You didn't push the button, Brian. You didn't push it.
Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, I sent, oh, there you go. She sent it about 8 minutes ago. There you go. I was showing it on the other part on it. Nice job, Robbie. We'll get that in the mail to you. Chaz, did you get yours? I almost confused myself. I almost sent it to Dawn. I ain't kidding. I'm sitting there in the morning. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I'm filling out the envelope. And I went and I was looked down onto the sheet, and I almost started writing Dawn. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's Chaz's turn. He won.
I think Randy is rusty.
I think you caught him off guard with that 51 to 100 game now.
He said 67.
He was close. That's cool, Robbie.
Oh, Joe got his. Good.
Cool, man. Good to know, Joe. So I said, sometimes I wonder, some guys, it takes months. Like you guys up there in Canada, I mean, whenever the postal workers were out on strike, it was like nothing was moving. It's good to know that you guys finally got the stuff a couple months late, but at least you got it.
Randy.
That's true. True story, Robbie.
Twerp got his. Don got his. Good. Everybody got theirs. Uh-oh. Chaz has got to ask Megan.
Oh, I hope you got it, buddy. You should have. I mean, you're pretty close in relative terms. I remember Andy's doghouse. I remember if I ever sent him stuff, it would take like 6 or 8 weeks. And it's like, then you'd send stuff to the other guys in Canada on the other side, and they was getting it within a week, 10 days. So I don't know that the line from my house to to Andy's got lost somewhere in the mail, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, you're welcome, Frank. I'm glad you got it.
Cool,
even if
Frank.
It was late.
Yeah, better late than never.
2 weeks for Torp.
Yeah, there you go. That that's not bad for out of country. Crossing the border, having to redirect and all that stuff. That ain't bad. Martin Wright's usually takes about 2 weeks too.
Has anybody heard from Andy?
In England. Huh?
PPSS asked if anybody's heard from Andy.
I saw a video. He put a video out about a month ago. That's the last I kind of saw it come up, and I went over and I looked for a minute. Like I said, I'm not watching a whole lot of video right now. Like when I get a minute, they still send you all the notifications at the top. So when I get a second, if I can, I pop in there and look around.
Oh man, it was a pediatric patient on that flight that crashed.
There was a what?
Pediatric, a
Doctor?
kid, a kid.
Oh, that's a shame.
What's the matter, babe?
That's cool, Frank. Yeah, floor's on his Buick. Mm. Hon, can you get me my beer, please?
You're a pain in my butt.
Why?
Because the dog just came and laid next to me.
I'm sorry. I'll get it myself.
No,
All right, thank you.
I'm good, Robbie. I was just laying back.
Yeah, I still peek in the I still peek in the Andes. I don't know if he's mad at me or maybe he just didn't have time to watch. I don't know what happened.
You
He
haven't
used
put
to.
any video out.
Well, I haven't put any out in a while. I mean, even when I was, and he used to hang out in here
He
once in a
doesn't like
while.
shorts.
Oh, that's what it was. He does. I was making a lot of shorts for a while, and he hates those. That's what it was. See, Kim's got a better memory than me.
I don't think anybody's surprised by that.
Why? You think you're so smart? Ah, yeah, I
Tony,
know. He lost Bev.
Tony, ever since my dog passed away, I just haven't had any kind of ambition.
We're just kind of taking it easy for like a month or two. That's all. A couple months.
Hey, GMP.
GMP, what's going on, Glenn? It's going to take me a while to get used to that new name. I'm always going to look now. Oh, okay. It's gonna run through my brain. Outboard Tinkerer, GMP, Old Marine Shop, Glenn. It can't just be one or the other. It's going to be that whole big long title. That's how this one works. That's how that one goes.
Hey, David Salloway's here.
What's happening, Dave? How you doing, man? Appreciate you coming in, David. Very cool. Right on, man. Right on. So, yeah, but it's like I can't not do something soon. It's like I've been thinking about it, and it's like I said, I am getting a lot done in the house because, well, my busy hands. I can't just sit around. I get start moving. Plus, Kim wants that basement for maybe doing her stuff down there.
What do you got left to do? Not much.
Not much. The floor, finish up a little bit, try to clean up around that pipe down there a little better. And I might just cover them up because what happens if it leaks, Kim? You know what I mean? Those things are cheap. I was thinking about just, just covering it up. We'll see.
I know, Don. It's hard to get started once you haven't done one for a while.
It takes a minute to get going, but it's.
So Hubie's working on a VW?
I saw it on Facebook, Glenn.
No, Nitro Garage is working on a VW.
They at first somebody said it was Meekum auction, but it wasn't because Meekum chimed in and said that's not our auction, and I think that was over there at the.
Hi, PPSS.
Take it easy, Rick. Appreciate you, brother. What's the other one? The big one. It was Barrett Jackson's auction. It was in one of those inspection things where people could go in and look, and I guess the asphalt gave out.
He's on a new kick now, big job. He's on the kick of these maps. We had to run out to Hobby Lobby the other day at like 7 o'clock at night to buy frames for these maps.
Yeah. Oh, they're right here. I didn't even take them downstairs yet. We don't know where we're gonna put them. I see my maps. Good idea, Kim. See, this is Western Pennsylvania. This is where I'm originally from. Is John in here? John's from this area. John's in one of these counties. I'm from Butler County. That's where I'm originally from. I lived in the city of Butler. I lived in Center Township, you know, but I knew all these other surrounding ones, like my buddy Matt Couvert. He was over here in Oakland. That's where Couvert's Field was. It's so this brings back a lot of memories. And this map's from 1872. It actually came out of a book. There's a spine in the middle. It's on the back of that paper. It's actually two pieces of paper. You can actually see the scene. So I mean, I like that kind of stuff. And then we just had, and this is the one we got from Canada. This one here, this Pennsylvania one, and that was paper. That one there. This is the whole state, but it's on canvas, and it's just a print. But it doesn't quite fit in this frame that Kim liked. See what I mean? It's like the frame design, so it kind of cuts it off. You can still see Pennsylvania. And the problem is Kim and I got the measurement off of the Amazon link that I bought this from, and it only gives you the measurement where these black lines are on the sides. We have an extra 4 inches the whole way around this thing that I got folded backwards because I didn't want to cut the canvas and maybe screw it up. So I just got it folded over for now, but it's staying in there pretty good. And we just got this one because of the colors. Because I like to look and say, well, maybe I want to go to this part of PA or that part of PA. And whenever I'm looking at like real estate online, it's like I know the counties they're talking about when you're looking out in the boondocks. If you want to get like 20, 30 acres out in the boonies somewhere. Anyway, yeah, Kim's right. I get into that stuff, and I was gonna try to find the first one I showed you. The seller's really cool, and he's on or she, I think it's a she, is on you can message him on there. I'm gonna ask her if she's got the counties that we're in now, the surrounding counties we're in now. I went to her store and I couldn't find anything, but I don't know if I'm searching it right. But yeah, I like that stuff.
Yeah, Randy, it just it takes some time, and it's like hard to find that. It's hard to find that audience.
See, hon, Tony gets it. Right on, Tony. I was looking at 1970 Pennsylvania map on eBay, and it's $1.99 starting bid. The
Hey,
guy buy it now $6.
that's
It's
good, baby K.
my birth year, and it's the whole state with all the roads, so I might buy it. Six
What's her
bucks,
store name?
huh? Oh, I'd have to go. I don't have my phone in front of me. Let me hang on.
I said this to Brian before.
Celsa 84 maps. Celsa 84 maps, antique maps. And yeah, she I think she's in Arizona. I think the package came from Arizona. I already threw them out. It might be out there, but I think it said Arizona. So
Oh, that's nice, Randy. Um, Robbie sent you some pictures. Did you get any pictures from Robbie of his
I got
SSR?
I got email last week. Did you just send some more?
Yeah, because it's his SSR.
Hasn't let me check spam. No, it shouldn't be because yours came.
That's why they have insurance, right, Hubie?
No,
Right, Frank? You never know what's going to take off. That's the whole thing.
I don't see it.
It's whatever YouTube wants to put out there that day. Throw you a bone.
Nothing yet, Robbie.
I tell Brian all the time, it's like Too bad we didn't start doing this like 10 years ago.
Yeah. What, all our videos and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been easier in the 40s than it is the 50s. But we didn't have the resources at that time that we have now. So it's kind of like a cruel fact of life. You go through life. When you want to do stuff, you don't have the resources. When you have the resources, you don't have the energy to do the stuff. It's like a cruel, natural joke played on all of us.
Well, that's a cool car, Hubie, 70 Chevelle.
Mm.
69 Mustang's cool too, but you got the Chevy guys, you got the Ford guys. I guess it's just whoever's watching.
I don't know that I'm anything anymore. I used to say and I
Bye,
guess
Joe.
I am
Enjoy your
Chevy.
puppy.
Huh?
I'm saying goodnight to Joe.
Oh, take it easy, Joe. Have fun with have fun with your new pup. You helped me lose my train of thought. I'm sorry, Kim.
You're not anything anymore. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, I know. But it's like, I guess I'm still Chevy guy, but I'm not going to say no to a 1970 GT Torino. You give me a Gran Torino 1970, I'm not going to fight with you about it. I mean, come on. They are cool. And if man, you look and see how much they want for these Fairlanes, the 64s. You can't touch those things. I can't touch those. I guess you can get one 60, 70,000 bucks done in clones. Most of them are clones, but everybody wants the Thunderbolt. I saw that one at that car show at the end of last year. I went with Scott, the last one we went to. I think I made a video on that, a short. It was cool, man, but it was a clone, and I think it was a common, and I'm not sure if it was a Fairlane. I don't think it was a Fairlane. See, guys do them with the Comets, and they look good, you know, or the 500. I don't know exactly, Don. Exactly. Well, Robbie, it's like you want something that's so cool, but you don't have the money for it. I can understand taking a 64 Fairlane and turning it into a Thunderbolt. I mean, I get it about the clones. It's not the real thing. And I get the purist side of that, but also get the hot rod side of that saying, man, just because I can't afford that real one, don't mean I can't make myself. you know, I think anything that anybody builds themselves is cool. I mean, you have to have an eye for that stuff. Look at all you guys. We all make our own stuff in here, all of us. We have done it or we still do it. Everybody in this room's messed around. I always like the Walt came at this guy at my work. He's like our level 6, and he was showing me yesterday. He authored a child's book, and he's getting it published now, and it's going on sale on Amazon and all that. And he showed me the proof. It's cool. It's like you got to have something, whether it's cars or that or whatever, like our YouTube stuff we do. You got to have something besides work. You got to have something, something to do, something cool. I'm glad Kim started doing it because she used to do softball. That was her thing. And it's like, well, you have to have something that ain't work and ain't nothing else. It's just your stuff. And I'm glad she's doing crafts now. Everybody needs something to do. That's cool, Tony. I always loved the Fairlanes too, man. Like I say, also like the 70 Gran Torino with that. It's like the fastback, and it's almost like the bumper with the tail light. Almost reminds me of. It's got like a I don't want to say Oldsmobile vibe, but you guys know it's the Ford thing. It's their stuff, but it just got a vibe. I'll probably look at them later now. Now that's stuck in my head. 70 Torino. My mom had a Montego. Remember the Cyclones? It wasn't a Cyclone, but it did have a 302 in it. It was a real Mercury, and I think it was I think it was a 72. It had the rectangular tail lights, the two on each side, and it had the front not crazy, but you guys know the Cyclone front. And it was mint green two-door bench seat with dark green interior. I used to play in that car all day. When you're kids parked in the street, you just get in your parents' car and pretend you're driving and stuff. I wouldn't say no to a Trans Am, Randy. I wouldn't say no. There was a 77 right the garage right beside my son's garage, his great grandfather's house that he took over. There was a 77, the Burt Reynolds Bandit car. It was black with the gold bird, everything. The guy would get it out every once in a while. I think he sold it or moved, but like 2 summers ago, it was down there. I spent a while looking at that. I wouldn't say no. Well, my buddy John back home, he had a 79. It was silver, and then he had it painted red, maroon. I think it was he had it painted like a maroon color or something. You know, the guy that painted John Elliott's Trans Am, true story. My father's old weld shop turned into a body shop, and it was like 6 blocks from where we lived, and that's where John had the car painted, where I used to have to stop after work to see if my dad needed anything in junior high. 10 years later, it was a body shop when my father moved away to Texas. It was the same building. I don't know. That's a little side story from a Trans Am that, like, kinda was in my life briefly. It was my buddy's car, but we all rode in it. John was one of the only friends that had a car at the time. We were all too poor. Very cool, Don. Yeah, they're cool cars, man. Yeah, it's the same body as the 79 Camaro I had. And that was a fun car. That Z28 was fun. You know, it wasn't like super fast. And I took it to the track and it was like 13.9 or something, but it was a fun car to drive. It had the super T10 4 speed, little peppy 350 T-top car. That car was fun, but it started the restore on it started the show, and I figured I better get my money back out of it before it starts showing too much. That's why I kicked that one down the road. You know, and plus, I like I said, I felt weird. I felt weird going to car shows because all I did was, I bought the car and I cleaned it up. I did do work on it. I put exhaust pipes on it and stuff like that, new headers and a new carburetor and stuff. But it wasn't my. I didn't make it. And I didn't want to show something that somebody else made.
Wait, big job. So this car that you had in 1979, you had a 70 Torino convertible, and you sold it to a guy, and then the Ford dealership bought it, and they still have it to this day? Is that what you mean?
That's a pretty cool story. That's really cool, Ron. See, Ron's a big Ford guy. He's got stuff stashed. Don't let him kid you. he's got a few things laying around, don't you, Ron?
What do they have it just like on display, big job?
Let me check again, Robbie. Well, you can even see on the top of my phone. There's those little notifications up in the corner. They're for YouTube videos, and one of them's about rat gas. So I got to go look at that after. It's probably a short. Our
Oh,
buddy
personal
Sonny,
collection.
and the other one was is me doing live. YouTube sends me a notification that I'm doing a live. Go figure.
That's not right to just keep it in a personal. Do they
I
drive?
hope
Do
they
they like
send them to
show
you
it or
guys.
anything, Big John? Or
They're
they
not
just
helping a lot because I'm in the middle of doing it.
there's no soliloquy tonight one.
What's that mean?
My Lady Macbeth soliloquy.
Oh,
You know which one.
all right.
The Raven himself.
I don't know. Try doing it the way you did the dog ones. They came through no problem, Robbie.
Really, he brought it to the dirt track for promotional races. Oh my God, why would he do that? That's like a collector's item.
Mm.
Not, not Poe, Shakespeare.
The guy I bought that 468 off of, that big block in the gasser. I bought it off a guy. He was doing a Torino. He was doing a Torino in his shop when I went down there to get the motor. At the time, he wouldn't sell it, but then like 2 months later, he called. His name's Dave. He's a really nice guy. Like 2 months later, he called me and asked me if I still wanted it, but I already bought the Nova. Right, and he was also doing a Nova. But his Torino was cool. And then he decided he'll sell it, but it was too late. I already got that. I guess it's never too late, but it's like I ain't got nowhere to put nothing. I need some room. Yeah, they're cool cars, Robbie. Like I said, don't sell those Mercuries short either. Them early Mercuries, those like the Cyclone. They were good cars too. And like I said, Chevy. I'm mostly Chevy, but there's a few soft spots I have for a couple of the Fords. Fords. But the one of the reasons Chevy's much more popular, and I don't know how true this still is because stuff's all over the map nowadays. It's like, look, you never thought the price of 350 engines, but now the price of them is going way up. But anyway, it's just crazy. It's just nuts. But I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. We're down to our last 2 minutes.
That reminds me of that song, Randy. Your dad said no hot rods. What's that song, Brian?
Which one?
I don't know.
Well, huh?
I don't know.
Well,
It's
say
a
it
hot
again.
rod song.
A hot rod Lincoln?
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, man, it's running up there, Don. It's about that time, guys. We got about a minute and a half. There, Robbie remembered too, huh? Hot
Yeah,
Rod
hot rod
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
You're gonna drive me to drinking if you don't stop driving that Hot Rod Lincoln.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. That reminded me of the song. What Randy said. His dad said no hot rods.
What, Frank? I haven't watched Morsky in a couple months. He's doing a Cyclone, or is he doing a Mercury Cyclone, or is he doing a Torino?
Bye, Tony G.
Take it easy, Tony. Have a good weekend.
Everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah, man.
Have fun. Stay warm.
New owner. No accidents.
Hey, there's John S.
Yo, John, there you go. What's going on, brother? Have a good weekend, my friend.
GMC Cyclone.
Those two, Chaz, but I'm talking about the old Ford Mercuries.
He said, I think he was telling you what he was doing.
Oh. Sorry. Sometimes I get lost.
All right, everybody.
All
Before
right,
I kill him, I'm going. Good night.
Make sure you guys do something fun this weekend. Come back and tell us about it next week. I really appreciate everybody coming in and bearing with us. We will start making videos again real soon. All right. Till next week. Take care, everybody.